It's time to dad.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Time to Dad. My name is Alex. You haven't seen me in a while, and there's no real reason why that hasn't been a thing. But you know what? I'm back. Okay? I'm back, baby. And you know what else is back? This Saturday, when you watch this, is goddamn Veterans Day. If you're a veteran, like your boy, first of all, thank you for your service. And let's enjoy our free food everywhere we go today. And I'm going to start my day off at IHOP, okay? That's it. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to start my day there, okay? If you're there, let's hang out. All right, guys. It's been a while. I have not been here. I'm going to be honest. I kind of missed you guys. I even thought about like saying, you know what? Maybe they don't miss me. Maybe I'm going to break up with all these dudes right now because nobody's called me and said if I'm okay. You know what I mean? But you know what? That's just me. I'm in my feelings, okay? But what are we talking about today, guys?
All right. Well, Alex, first off, thank you for your service. Much appreciated as thousands and millions of people around the globe are and will be Saturday. I don't know what IHOP you're going to, but maybe we'll meet up with IHOP one day. Maybe that's what we'll
do. Dude.
Joe, I thought you were going to say thousands and millions of people around the world watching and listening to us right now.
Yeah.
One day, bud. One day.
I actually tallied that at 33, but we're working on it. We're growing.
It's like halfway there, dude.
33,000 million?
33,000 million people and a lot of pancakes that I have getting ready to be cooked. So,
yeah, dude. A lot of pancakes are going to go down.
Yes.
Alex, you had an important question. I think that was like the first topic, right?
I did. I had I heard this question in another podcast. I wish I could remember exactly which podcast it was. The question was, do you remember when you became a man? Like when you knew you were now a man? And if everybody's okay with it, I'll start off. You guys know I was in the service and I got out at the age of 26. At the age of 26, I got into a car accident and I called my dad immediately. Immediately, I'm like, hey, Dad, I just got into a car accident. I had gone through crazier stuff in Iraq. But at that moment, I'm like, hey, Dad, I need your advice. I need your guidance. I need your help. So that was me at 26. Years later, I was living in another state. My dad was diagnosed with cancer. My mom didn't want to call me and let me know what was happening with my dad. And I was 27 at the time. So this is like over a year later. And I dropped everything. I just moved back home. And my dad had the cancer for like over a year. And eventually, he passed. And I don't want to dismiss that. But it wasn't until my dad passed that I feel like I became a man. And that was at the age of 29. So I don't know what you guys had as far as experience, but I'm still like all these crazy things I've done well into my adulthood. And I still didn't feel like I was a man until the age of 29. So I don't know if you guys have different experiences of that moment.
I mean, like, what about that makes you feel like you became a man? Like, what about that experience, like, transformed you or made you reflect in a way that realized, like, I'm it now?
Changing the guard.
Yeah, kind of. If we want to go military about it, yeah, that's kind of like when I had to step in as like the head of the household, so to say. I mean, I don't live in the same house as my mom, but if she ever calls, like I'm who has to help her out. My brothers, my sister aren't financially like fluid like I am. I guess if that's the nice way to say it, like they live in California. It sucks to live there. They don't really have disposable income because they live there. I don't live there anymore. So I'm able to help my mom out if anything financial happens. So as soon as like my dad passed, I was like, it's me, dude. I'm I'm the guy. I have to take care of it. This is now my responsibility.
That's real,
I think-
dude.
Yeah, that's definitely a deep thing. And I think the big thing of it is, like you just said at the end, is responsibility, right? It's as kids, you're given like little responsibilities, and I think some people might have like that defining moment like you did, and then other people it's like step by step transition periods, I think, in life. And I think that kind of might have been a little bit more on my end, like more step transitions, like where it was like, I'm one of 4 siblings. I'm the youngest of 4. I have 3 older brothers. So it was kind of always like, I guess, a little bit taken care of, right? Like being like the youngest one, but also never wanting to be the one that needed to be taken care of. So always kind of trying to create your own mold. And I remember like one of my first businesses, that was kind of like a thing where I said like, all right, I can go create my own money. And in my head, that was like, all right, well, that was like becoming a man. Like, all right, I don't need maybe my parents in that situation. So I remember I came home from college, or I went away to school, and all right, I started my own soccer business at that point. And being able to do that, that was like a transition period. Then I think obviously getting married, and I think we're all here obviously as dads, right? Becoming a dad, and when it's like, holy crap, at the end of the day, this thing relies on you so much too. I think that is such a big transition period of becoming a man. But like in mine, I don't think there was one specific moment. I think there's still things to this day that I can still call my father and say, hey, what's your advice on this? Or even my older brothers and situations. So we might be a man, but we're not fully complete as a man, I don't think, as we continue to go.
I think it's a blessing in that way to be able to say like, oh, we're not fully a man because we still have the privilege of calling our dad to ask him to do something, ask him for advice. So I think that's a big thing. I mean, not to trivial, like to me, I guess when I felt like a man, and I was just thinking while you guys are describing it, it was weirdly, it was like 2 separate instances, but the first time I moved in, the first night in an apartment when it was just my wife, my girlfriend at the time, and dogs, and it was just us, and I didn't live in someone else's house, and I was in charge of if something went down, like that feeling of sleeping in your own space that is your, and then when I moved into my house that first night too, I think there's a feeling of like, oh shit, like if something happens, like I'm the one, like I can't expect the home, like my dad or somebody else to fix it or check it out. Like I'm checking it out. Like I gotta go look and deal with it.
You're right, Jason. So I go back. It was my first roof leak. That's when I became a man.
Oh,
There you go.
that's
That
my
was
first
it.
roof leak was when I became a
my
crybaby bitch.
It was that first. I was like, "Oh crap, what is that?" I can either call my dad or I can get on the roof and fix it myself. Let's go fix it first before this house breaks apart because I know nothing yet. And yeah, so but I agree with you, Jason. 100%.
That would freak me out. A roof. I'd hate when the house starts like dripping or something. You don't know what to do. Like that's a panic moment. That's tough.
Oh yeah. We had the water come through. I guess so. What happened was a squirrel ate part of the roof shingles.
No
created a hole.
way.
And well, according to the insurance claims, it was a squirrel, right? That's what they said. And it came through, and all of a sudden, it was like 4:00 in the morning, and my wife's, hit me, get up, do you hear that? And I didn't hear anything because I'm like a dead sleeper. And all of a sudden, there splits one of our high beams because we have a vaulted ceiling, and splits one of the beams, and water's just coming through that, and like another spot just pouring onto our floor.
Oh my God.
And I was just like, what the heck is this? And of course, it was like April. It was like late March, beginning of April, and it rains a ton in New York. So that was the fun home insurance claim and all that stuff right then and there. But yeah, felt like a very angry man in that moment. If that.
I can remember my buddy bought a house probably 6 months after I bought my house, and he was bragging about / happy about the really good deal he got on this house. Like it was super, it was right in his price range. It was a good size house. He got some land. And that first spring, we found out like why, because down in his basement, there was like a good inch and a half of water. I mean, there was like these cracks in the wall. It was just seeping through. He had to borrow my shop vac, just like everybody he knew's like shop vac. It's like, because the basement would flood. It's like, oh, that's why this house was so inexpensive. It was like the seasonal flood. It was wild.
The little things you find as you go that the previous ones don't tell you.
They're not going to sell it during that time of year, obviously. But,
yeah. Oh, jeez.
Who doesn't love a nice seasonal pool?
Right?
Oh man, yeah, that's tricky.
It's funny because we just mentioned that, and I think being a kid, and we were kind of talking about this right before. Being a kid, I remember like high school, maybe early college, and becoming a man was like facial hair, right? Like having a beard, and like that was like. And I remember my good friend Scott. We were on the soccer team, and we used to call him. He grew the first beard, and he kind of looked like Hugh Jackman from Wolverine. So we used to call him like Wolverine a little bit. And but because he had a beard, he was like the most manly, in that group, So I don't know if that was something you guys ever went through, or when you first were able to grow a beard. And we all have beards here, right? We all kind of kept it, obviously. When did you guys first grow yours?
I think I was like 14 when I grew a mustache. I was like very, very proud of that mustache, and I was like, "Yeah, dude, I'm a man. I got a mustache. What's up?" It was like peach fuzz, but it was darker than my upper lip, so it's like, to me, it's a full-on mustache. And I was like, "Yeah, dude, what's up? What's up? I'm a grown-ass man."
Yeah.
And then it literally took like over a year for me to sprout a couple chin hairs here and there, but I was like nothing else grew until I started shaving. But yeah, dude, that show was hilarious. You just reminded me of a very funny memory.
It was weird for me. I think like junior year, I started out with like sideburns, and for some reason those grew out quick. And I remember I started with a little goatee freshman year of college, and then it eventually just spread. It started leaving my forehead and falling down the bottom of my face.
Nice.
When was that?
Well, like early college.
Okay.
I had it took me a long time. I would try, I would definitely have the scruff because I was just lazy about it, but definitely not until I would say after high school. I remember I had a girlfriend in college, like right around when I was finishing college, and she hated the beard, and she was like demanding that I never, like, that I always shave. She hated any kind of like facial hair, and then we broke up, and I just made, and from that point on, like I've always had a beard, like as like a defiant, like, and my wife doesn't have a problem, like she likes it or whatever. So, but yeah, it was like a defiant, like, okay, I'm going to have a beard now just forever because that was what I wanted and I couldn't have it kind of thing. Yeah. But I don't think I knew I could grow it until after that. So it took me a while.
Yeah, it's always like a different thing. I feel, I don't know, some people can grow it and won't, right? And then other people, like, you're so jealous of it, or like, like, oh my God, look at that guy's beard. Like, it actually grows out. It's not just stubble, right? And that was, I think I finally grew mine more sophomore year of college. It was like freshman or sophomore. I had like the 8th grade mustache like Alex there, and I was able to kind of pull that off, but I definitely used the buzzer just to kind of clean that up. And then in college, I did the chin strap thing. I did the chin strap. I was, I'm from New York. I was like that New York chin strap, Guido-ish type thing, because that's what he thought everybody liked and wanted. So we did that for a while. I think I kept that really kind of throughout college, and then my wife was like, "Hey, grow the mustache type 2 with it," so it wasn't just the chin strap. And ever since then, I've done that. And then every Thanksgiving, I would shave it all off, and I would keep the Fu Manchu for Thanksgiving, and then I would let it grow back after the weekend. And that was kind of like our routine. But we've had the beard since then. It's been a while.
I think I was fascinated from a young age with like facial hair because I remember a picture because they have all the presidents in like your classroom in like first, second grade. And I just remember my favorite president always being Chester Arthur because he had this like this really thick chop like beard on the side and then nothing on his chin, and it would just link up into a mustache. And it was just, I mean, it was something that you can't pull off in any other context or era of wearing that just made him my favorite president. And I think from there on, I was just like, I want to grow that. I want to have facial hair because that just like is so unique.
What president was this?
Chester Arthur, probably the most meaningless president. Like, pretty sure he was president because
I have never heard of him.
He's
Garfield
the 21st US
shot
president.
or something like that. Like, what's that?
He does have a pretty sick facial hair. He's the 21st president.
Oh, it's epic. I mean, it's in different pictures. It's like even thicker and like more defined, but really nice.
I am looking him up right now.
I mean, I'll always remember again, like a meaningless president, never like accomplished nothing except having the best like chop beard stash thing. Like
that is a pretty solid beard.
It's great. It's not even defined. Like, I don't think you can define it as anything but a Chester Arthur. Like, because to have that, like, what do you even call that? It's like a chop, Fu Manchu combo, nothing on your chin.
It says right here, meaningless president, but great beard. No, I'm just kidding. It doesn't say that.
It should. I mean, that's
known as the bearded presidents.
Historical fact, really.
That's so funny. So that's something you remembered from like first grade. That's awesome.
Just that was what like I was introduced to a beard because my dad always had a mustache, like always. Because I think everybody's. I mean, a lot of us are around. I don't know how old all you are. I'm 35. What are you guys?
37.
37. So
31.
I mean, our dads had like a mustache, like that 80s like. Tom Selleck era, like I feel like everyone's dad had a stash, but not the beard, and now we all have beards. It's like a generational thing.
You definitely
mustaches are starting to come back, though. I tried it out; it doesn't work for me.
Mustache and mullets are coming back.
Yeah, no kidding.
My kid has a mullet.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah!
It is funny though. It's coming back. High socks, short shorts. It all comes back around, you know. And the Fu Manchus will start coming back a little bit too. You know, it's funny, things that you made fun of people for and people would make fun of you for are now like the things that are in and cool again and reverses back around. It's amazing.
Well, you guys remember when, like, I'd say not like mid to late 90s, it was just all the clothes were super baggy. And even to the point where, like, I watched that Michael Jordan documentary that came out like a year or two ago, and like their nice, like, tailored suits were just ginormous, like huge, like big suits that didn't even make sense because they're like muscular basketball players, and yet they're wearing these baggy like. And that's come back around where things are like form fitting, like the 70s, but not that tight. So like I don't know, with the human condition of what we like or what we wear, it's fascinating.
I think that's all a designing tool of ways for people to always continually making money to start new trends. It's like it's like houses, right? Like white and gray was in for years and years, and now it's slowly starting to go back out. And then, so it's always making people change things if they want to sell their homes. So it's always going to keep these people in business and always making money. I think it's like part of the economy. Because my wife's family's from Poland, right? So her parents were born in Poland, moved here, And we used to go to Poland every single year. And, you know, my wife was there a few weeks back, and the house is like the same house it's been since, I don't know, when they built it. Like, they don't change things constantly there. They don't have to keep up with the times, what the magazines are showing, all, you know, in different areas. I think it's such an American society where we just are always figuring out ways to bring things back to make money. You know?
I hope we go back to 70s and 80s, like house design. Like, I want back the salmon pink shower tile and the green compression board countertops.
Carpets in the bathroom.
Oh,
maybe not that.
So bad.
The carpets in the bathroom with the little PP on the ground all the time right there. That I never understood. That's one I don't get.
I noticed it with cars, though. I mean, that's what I do for a living. I sell cars, and you'll see the shapes of them. Like, it gets rounded, and then it gets more square, and then it gets rounded again. And like, it's literally like you're saying, it's just so you can't look at a car that's 5 years old and have it look anything like the car now, because they just change the shape a little bit every couple of years just to keep you like buying more shit. Like,
the new shiny thing.
Yeah.
I don't want the 2022 model. I want the 2023. Or you want
the iPhone with the 14 on it. I want the iPhone with the 15 on it.
Exactly. Yeah. What's better? You know, one extra lens. You know, it holds 14 more contacts. Yeah, I don't know. Things go back around. But facial hair is an interesting one. But I remember I kind of grew my beard really as I was just getting fatter. And it was like a way to kind of like trim down the cheeks. That was But you know, this was like the college freshman. So it was like freshman 15. You know, like where it's like the natty light beer cheeks growing.
Delicious.
Yes, the $7 12-pack, whatever it was. And,
my God, that sounds dangerous.
Nickel beer nights.
Which is why the beard came out, because you had to hide what the beer was doing. And I think that was a big part of it too when I started that. You know?
Yeah, no, it's definitely the chin alternator, or whatever you want to call it. Like Julian said, like the beard is for whatever. To me, I just don't like my chin in general, but obviously I don't like two of them. So like the beard just gives you that facade, that cloak over to kind of make it all smooth out. I think I was saying that like it's a symmetry thing.
Yeah. It's like contouring for men, but with like facial hair. It's like, let's do our makeup, guys. Let's shape our beards and look hotter for women's.
I'll tell you what, if I had a butt chin, I would have gotten like hair plugs on my chin. I try to hide that.
Yeah.
I think beards are helping a lot of guys with butt chins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it does a lot. But then, I don't know. Then you got to shave it and manscape it, and then that always becomes an issue too.
I remember I screwed up doing that for my brother's wedding. I always had like a real thick beard back then, like I had it grown out and whatnot. And we were cleaning up day of his wedding, like about to put suits on and whatnot, and I was just going to even it out. And the head popped off of the trimmers, so I went on my mustache on a 0. So the mustache came off, and I looked like some Amish dude at my brother's wedding, and I was his best man.
How did he react to that one?
Oh no, we were laughing our asses off.
Yeah.
But the few people that didn't know me and whatnot, they were like, "Is Andrew's brother Amish? What the hell is going on here?"
I remember the discussion of like, do I have to shave for my own wedding? And I didn't. I kept the beard, like, because I'm like, it's my wedding. I'm spending stupid money on this. I'm like, I want to look how I want to look, especially because like there's pictures, and it would go back and forth because like my mom or my wife would be like, you know, you don't want to have a beard and you're wet. I'm like, yeah, no, I do. Like, that's kind of like what's probably going to be. That's my look for like foreseeable.
Yeah, you don't want to look at your photos and be like, who's that marrying my wife?
But my kids, so I feel like there was a video that was going around viral. It was like a dad with like a big beard, and his daughter was like 17, 16 years old. She'd never seen his face. And like he shaved for the first time down to it, and she was just like petrified of him because she'd never seen it, you know. So
I see that happen with babies a lot.
Yeah, that's an interesting dynamic.
I should do it to my kids. I'm gonna fucking do it to them.
Yeah. Yeah, you see a lot of the videos. Kids like freak out when they do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because it really does change it all.
Yeah, it changes you a lot. You know, like there's a lot to a beard, and obviously the way you shape it, and all of that, and you know, clean shaven. I remember there was actually one of my first jobs out of college. I worked at Sherwin-Williams, a paint company, and they had like obviously there's like sales training type things, and I remember like listening to like CDs like. And it was, they were talking about, it was like a CD. It wasn't from the company, but just like one I picked up to kind of learn. And they were talking about facial hair. And this was, now it wasn't like a 2016 thing. It was definitely early 2000s or late 90s. And they were talking about how in that time, if you have beard, he's like, basically take 5% off your annual income if you have facial hair.
Wow.
Nice.
Because the way like, it was perceived as facial hair was less trusting. And, you know, and again, it's a crazy thing to think that, but it's kind of like, you know, first impressions, right? If you see somebody smiling or a good looking girl versus a not as good looking girl, you trust the good looking girl. First impressions are a big thing. And the beard back then, or during those times, it was if you were in that industry, you were clean shaven. You know,
I find that so funny. It's like the opposite now. I think of beard and I think of Santa Claus.
Yeah, the jolly white beard though is a little bit different.
Yeah, right. Just a big chubby happy dude with a lot of facial hair.
Yeah,
and I mean, ironically, I don't trust any pretty girls at that point. So it's kind of the opposite of that too.
Yeah, all studies though. It's interesting. If like I went to school for psychology, so I remember, you know, doing a lot of studies and things like that. And it was like, if people were smiling, you could take the same person and they were high, you know, they were more rated as trusting just because they were smiling, or they would take a perceived better looking person, right? Like an actor or something like that. You trust them more because you feel like they're better looking. And it was like statistically was huge on the numbers of people like that were trusted this person over that one. It was crazy. It was a crazy statistic. I don't remember the statistics, but I do remember the not beard one. It was like 5%. If you have a beard, on average, take about 5% off your annual income.
That's wild. Do we know if there's anything like that in the reverse nowadays? Like, do I gotta bring back my mullet or something?
I don't know. We gotta think of that. I remember like debating, I'm like, should I shave? Maybe I'll do better, you know, and going through that whole process of, all right, now if I'm going to shave, do you keep it all? Do you shave it all? Do you keep mustache? Like, what do you do?
I think the mullet would easily add like 15% to your income, Julian.
You know, I will say I actually was rocking a mullet not too long ago, and I did get a promotion. Maybe a coincidence, maybe not.
Mm-hmm. Big fact.
There's only one way to find out. Get it again, see if you get promoted again.
That's it.
You know, the annual reviews are coming up soon.
There you go. Well, speaking of that, what do you shave with a buzzer, a razor? Or do you use one blade, 5 blades? What do you guys use?
I just use a straight razor. I use a straight razor, do the edges. I got one off Amazon for like $12. I buy a pack of like 100 razors for like $5, and I'm set for like a year, if not longer. and then I just even everything out with buzzers.
Uh-huh. So it's just a one blade.
Yeah, one blade, and then you just get it, and it comes like smooth, and you don't get razor burn or anything because you're not reusing blades, and there's no nicks or anything. You get a fresh blade every time, and you're smooth.
One blade. Everyone knows the rules.
Send me that one. Send me that.
Yeah, sure.
I always had blades. I always get bad ingrown hairs. So like I had to use what do I use now? So I think it's the Gillette. It's the 5. It's 5 blades, but I have to go very slow. And I actually use an aftershave. It's actually a women's bikini wax aftershave. It burns like hell, but it helps with the ingrown hairs.
Okay.
Yeah, it's interesting. I didn't know it's called the Cool Fix. It's like $28 for like a little bottle like that, but it's like the only thing that helps with the ingrown hairs. And if I go I miss one extra day, the ingrown hair is dead. So if I go that like 2.5 third day, it gets right every single time. It's crazy.
Dang. So I don't really shave my beard that often. I do it like, I don't know, once every other month, where like I shape it, shave the cheeks under my chin, and then buzz it down to like a reasonable length, I guess. And then I'm done for at least a month.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, so like your neck too?
Yeah, like right below. I clean it up.
Okay.
If I trusted myself to not like completely jack up the back of my cheeks, I'd clean that up too. But I'm like, I'm gonna mess it up royally, so I'm gonna leave it alone.
So I've actually been battling how to maintain it because I got into a good routine with. I've probably tried 5-6 different forms of buzzers, and then found one that I liked that was like middle of the road, expensive, and I could trim it, and it could I could change like the length on it, and I go with like a 7 millimeter, 9 millimeter, keep it at a nice length. And then when I started working in sales, I would clean it up on my neck, but I'll take like conditioner in the shower and put like, you just use that instead of actually like shaving cream, because it stays on your skin a little bit more. And then in the shower, I would just have like a mirror on the door. Well, the door is like jacked up now, and like the little seal isn't working, so the shower door like pops open, so I don't have my mirror, and I'm like trying to keep that line without a mirror, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. But
I would check Amazon. They usually have weird stuff like that on there.
Yeah,
you could find like a stick-on mirror for all you know.
Well, that's what it is. But if that amount of weight on that shower door like causes it to lose its little bit of suction and pop open, and then I'm just like, again, like water damage in my bathroom because of that.
Yeah. I have one of the shower mirrors. They work great. I didn't do the conditioner though. That's a new one. Maybe I should try that. I use Harry's shaving cream.
I used the Harry's razors.
You used the Harry razors? Okay. I never got the razor.
It's pretty good.
The razors are pretty good.
Are they?
Yeah,
they're pretty good.
I always get like something in the mail from them. It's like, buy this, get 2 razors free, and it's like, I don't feel like signing up, and then getting emails and this and that.
I switched to them a while back because of like podcasts. I swear, like that. Like I feel like like XM radio or podcast would always have the ads for Harry's razors.
That's why I brought it up. I actually don't even use it. I'm just hoping they're listening.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I use them. Hey, maybe we can get a sponsorship.
Time to Dad, sponsored by Harry's Razors.
And Manscaped.
Oh, hell yeah. The Lawnmower 3.0. I've been hearing about that for years. Sign me up.
It's awesome, Manscaped. I have it. It's got a little flashlight on it, too.
Yeah, but do you have the one for like, I mean, I don't know if we're going all there. I'm guessing we are for manscaping, but like for your back, like, because you can't reach Like
I
that.
thought you were talking about somewhere else.
That's 50% why I
I
got
can reach
married.
Julian for now. I can reach there.
It
That's
doesn't
what you
go
need the
off.
flashlight for.
Yeah.
The back. That's the one. Is that the lawnmower that has like the extender?
I don't have the extender because I do have a wife that I make do it when I.
Well, that's true. I do have one of those. But that's. I feel like
She's a pretty good extender.
there's got to be a different. There's got to be an attachment so you can reach like your back like that. Because some people,
Just duct tape it to a back scratcher, dude.
I feel like,
That's it. Just like Dad created in the 70s.
Mhm.
Yeah. Gotta do what you gotta do.
I need a light.
Or hire
Just
someone.
wallpaper some sandpaper onto your wall and then just scratch your back on it like a bear.
That's definitely the most efficient way to go about it. That's it. That's it right there.
Take off the hair and the first layer of your skin.
Right.
Win-win.
Good exfoliation.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. Now the Manscaped is awesome though. If you don't have it,
I have that too.
I really recommend. Christmas is coming. Throw it on there. I actually got it as a gift. I put it on my Christmas list last year as
Nice.
a gift, so I didn't even have to buy it myself. Said exactly what I wanted. Boom, done. That was it. We figured it out. Now, you guys, everybody has sons, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You think your kids are you're gonna have your kids have facial hair? You want them to have facial hair? Do you not care?
It's up to him, man.
Nobody is allowed but me.
If they're like me, it's gonna take till they're like 30 anyways, so it's not gonna matter. I'm not gonna be worried about it at that point. But it's gonna take them.
No, my kid's
as a
too.
kid, like Alex, like you said, you were in like 14. Do you remember like talking to your dad about shaving or anything like that?
Oh man, no. Me and my dad never talked about stuff things that a dad should teach you. Like, hey son, here's the razor. Here's some shaving cream. Let me show you how to do it. Nothing. He's like, yeah, you're on your own, dude. Figure it out.
Yes, you don't.
And he was like,
a lot
he
of
was a fucking savage. Like for real, he was a savage. Never used anything but water as shaving cream. So he would just out of the shower, just shave real quick. And his aftershave was regular alcohol, just
Ooh.
right after.
God,
Boom.
Yeah, he's fucking savage.
jeez. Yeah, I wouldn't want him to teach me how to shave either. So,
Nah, dude.
but listen, it might be something to it. Might be something to it.
I feel like there was like
Yeah.
one of those descriptive stories in school about a political figure who goes into a barber shop and he's getting shaved by someone from the opposite side, and the barber's got this straight edge and he's like shaving him so close and thinking like at any point like I could just slit this guy's throat, and there's like that part of the story, the descriptive, but it's like he's shaving him and he doesn't, he chickens out on it. But I remember that. I don't know. I have no idea what the story was, but it just made me think of that with the straight edge razor.
Damn. Some
That's
Sweeney
like-
Todd type stuff.
That's like in Dumb and Dumber when he does it with the ketchup things when he's getting shaved.
Oh my.
Right? He takes his ketchup packets and the guy passes out. Right?
You sold my
All
dead
time.
bird to a blind kid?
I've seen it.
I just thought he was quiet. Right, Petey, right? That's his
Petey.
first name, Petey.
Yeah. You
Oh,
sold
I think it was.
Yeah. Great movie. But both clean shaven there, right? That was that.
That was the
Era.
time, yeah. I feel like it was.
Yeah, I give you.
That was the time.
I don't think any of them had beards like
No.
in that one. They were all clean shaven. And that was like late 80s, early night. That was probably 90s. Dumb.
Well, I remember they had that point about The Office and how none of the guys on that show had beards, And now in like their film cinematic roles, they do. And it's like beards are like the push-up bras for men because they all look like smoldering now with the beards. And when they were on that show, they just look like, baby-faced or whatever.
You're totally right. I'm thinking Steve Carell and John Krasinski.
Smoldering.
The beard helps.
Rainn Wilson definitely doesn't look like a freaking tool.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That was, for sure. It helps.
Yeah.
I think it does, but like Alex said before, it's kind of like a guy's like contouring, like a makeup. I think it really is. Like I think about even like people like I grew up with high school, like like the kids that were maybe not the most attractive to the to the women and stuff growing up, and then like like you see them later on, you're like, all right, that's a good looking dude, but I feel like they have a beard, like maybe it was like in high school, if they would just been able to have a beard in high school, things could have been different. Things could have changed. I think it is. It's like definitely a hiding but good way to improve.
Yeah.
I just realized we're talking about beards in November. Is anyone actually participating, and does anyone actually participate in No Shave November or Movember, any of that stuff?
I've done that once.
That's kind of how my Fu Manchu thing always started. I didn't shave, and then I would shave Thanksgiving Eve and go out with a Fu Manchu.
Nice.
And that was how that started. I don't do it anymore, though.
What is it, like Movember? So you're supposed to like have a
not shaved,
right? But you shave babyface
so that
October 31st, right?
Yeah, there's two of them. There's No Shave November, which is just babyface October 31st, and then you just don't touch it for the whole month of November. And then I think Movember is like you're supposed to rock a mustache, and it's for like I think men's like colon cancer awareness.
Oh, wow.
And tells everyone to go get your prostate checked, basically.
Cool. I don't know about that.
So something to keep in mind.
So if I see somebody with a mustache, I know that either he got his prostate checked out or he's very good for fundraising.
At least advertising it.
That's it. All right. I'm gonna point that out next time.
I think it's just you just immediately become like Freddie Mercury. It takes on a whole other connotation. If that's just, but no, it definitely get your prostate checked, guys. That's the moral of this episode, I guess.
I don't wanna.
I haven't. I'm not there yet. You're getting close, Alex. You got 3 years.
I don't wanna.
They're pushing the time up though.
Right?
I'm 37.
Age 40 is the golden rule. Is when you're supposed to go.
It's 40 now. Jeez.
I think it used to be 40. I think they're pushing it to like 35.
In the military, they made it mandatory for everybody above 35 to get it. So I was glad.
Really?
Yeah. Before deployment, at least at the time that I was in, you had to.
So that's how you got out. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not doing this. I ain't gonna do it. No, thank you.
Well, you're 37, Alex, so you're the oldest one right now.
I gotta call me out.
You need to
gotta call me out.
You gotta lead by example. You gotta be the dad of the group. Finger up and let us know.
Hey, I'll get there when I get there, man. Okay, don't rush me, okay?
He's nervous. He's all puckered up right now.
I don't want to do it. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, no, I don't.
But I don't want to do it.
Yeah, it's definitely not something that I think anybody gets excited about.
Yeah, because what happens if I go?
Do we want to go there?
Let's not go there.
And on that note, everybody, thanks for joining us on this episode of Time to Dad. Go get a finger in your ass. After that, subscribe, like. Thanks for checking us out. Check out our Facebook group. Search Time to Dad on Facebook and come join us. Come talk to us. Thanks for participating, everyone. Have a good one.
Peace.
Later. Dad time.